Welcome to r/entitled parents, where we read stories about entitled parents who think that they have a better chance of raising other people's children. Now, I know what you're gonna say, that I'm an r/ripoff, but I'm gonna go and give him credit here that's how I ran across these entitled parent stories. Go subscribe to r/, and while you're at it, go subscribe to PewDiePie too. He needs the subs. He's almost hit 100 million in T-Series. Last time I checked, it was 300,000 ahead. Sorry, I'm just now recovering from a bad case of pneumonia I had last week. But let's go and get into the story. I'm a very old woman now, but when I was young, I was a straight up B word who didn't let anyone bully me or try to take advantage of me, in a vulnerable state. However, there was one instance where I was caught off guard as the situation was incredibly unbelievable. As a backstory, I was 21 at the time and had just delivered a beautiful baby girl. It was difficult. It was a difficult delivery, which had me in the hospital for 2 months after my daughter was born. She went home a month before me. Now, to give you a little bit of insight here, my little brother was in the NICU for like 3 weeks. That seemed like ages. Imagine this woman having her child at home. She went home a month before me. During that time, my husband and I broke up. Ooh, my mother had to put him out of our apartment as he was an entitled jerk, but that's another story altogether. I was finally released from the hospital on the condition that I do not allow myself to get too upset, as my stitches were not totally healed, and I had very bad anxiety attacks, which would shoot up my blood pressure, and I would end up in intensive care. So the story is EP, my sister-in-law, Mill, my mother-in-law, M, mother, me, B, my daughter, B, my daughter. We'll just call her Brittany. Um, Yeah, we'll just call her Brittany. I had just been released from the hospital, and M brought me home and set me up in the living room so I could watch TV and she could talk with me while I'm resting. It's very important that I keep as still as possible and rest, and not letting anything bother me, as distress could cause my blood pressure to rise and cause a rupture in my stitches. Due to the complications of my pregnancy, I couldn't even hold my newborn baby, as it would be too much physical stress. She was sleeping peacefully in her bassinet. No one was supposed to visit me until I had rested for a few days so I could be strong enough to handle company. Enter EP and Mill. My mother informed me all of the family. My mother had informed all the family that I could not receive any visitors until, the day my mom, she basically informed me that she couldn't see anybody until she basically informed me that she couldn't see anybody the day she got home. Sorry, me stuttering there. But of course, I got a knock on the door. Enters EP and Mill, gifts in hand, demanding that my mother let them see my baby. I was laying on the sofa by the bassinet, completely ignoring my mother, and completely ignored. My mother questioned why they showed up today and not wait until the weekend when I was able to handle company. They said they didn't get her. I able to handle company, and they said they didn't get her. Message and EP wanted to see her new niece. She was only in town for a couple days and wouldn't be around by the weekend. They practically yanked my daughter out of her crib, exclaiming how much she looked like her father, and they were very impressed that she was very fair skinned and had a shock of red hair as well. All they could talk about is how light she was. They shoved the gift to me, which my mother intercepted. She also tried to keep me calm, as I was getting very upset they were passing my child around like she was a doll. While I'm not in any way considered dark skinned, I'm also not considered overly fair. However, EP was so fair she could basically pass for white, blonde hair and all. My husband's family is notoriously color struck, i.e., they favor light skinned members of the family. Since EP was very fair, she felt she was far better than anyone else, that that was how she raised her daughter. These facts led to this exchange. EP: she's so beautiful, she looks just like me. Me: EP: she would be better off being with someone who resembles her. Me: what the H are you talking about? EP: you're just not the right person to raise Brittany. Mill: Brittany would be better off with EP. She knows how to raise Brittany the proper way. Me getting angrier at every moment. Please put Brittany back in her bassinet. EP: If you want Brittany to have a wonderful life, you should she should have a great life with me. My mother and I didn't like where this was going, and Mom went to take Brittany from the arms of EP and put her back in the bassinet. But EP held Brittany tighter in his limbs. You do not deserve Brittany. You're too dark to care for Brittany. I will take her home with me. You can visit her, and you can visit her now. And then if you like, my blood boils, and I nearly jump off the couch to go after this B word when I get a very sharp pain in my stomach and fell off the couch. Put Brittany down right now, or I will whip your. You know what? At this moment, my mother snatched Brittany from EP's grip and put Brittany back in her basket. She then grabbed entitled, yeah, let's just, and escorted her outside of our apartment while EP was cursing her and calling me a hoe, which the baby wasn't, and the baby wasn't mine, which didn't make any sense. At this point, Mill was very quiet and followed EP. And I would like to say that it was the last time I saw of her, but it wasn't. She contacted me and a much older Brittany when she was around 9 and informed me that she would have had a much better life if she was with EP. Brittany already knew about the incident from Mom, and I politely ignored EP's remarks. Brittany is a mother herself now and does talk to EP from time to time, as well as her mostly absent dad, but they were not in her life as much. They were not in her life much, and she went from a very happy adult to a well-adjusted kid to a wonderful adult. Okay, I read that wrong, sorry. EP has spoken to me once or twice during that time, not apologizing, but now trying to get me and her brother back together. We have been divorced for over 20 years. Okay, so it seems to me like this woman is like, you know, um, a supremacist, I would really want to say, because she's lighter skinned. Because you didn't really know that these people were like, you know, the politically correct term would be African American, but you didn't really know that until you were reading into the story. Um, and that you found out that she was dark skinned and she was fairly light skinned. So that's basically why she wanted to do it. So that was it's an interesting story, I think. Let's find another one. Okay, I just now got out of the government unit in my history class, so I get to. So I'm gonna dissect this as we're going on. Entitled kid thinks he has rights and gets proven wrong. I work for a towing company handling releases and impound vehicles, and this is the first entitled parent situation I've had, and I'd love to share it. I'm on mobile, and I apologize if the formatting is wrong and whatnot. TLDR at bottom. Okay, so I will be me and Tuttle Beckerhead kid and EK mother not so dear as DM. That I think that's actually pretty funny. We had a vehicle get impounded with some serious danger due to serious damage due to drunk driving. The driver in the vehicle was not the registered owner, and it sat in our yard for about 3 days when we got payment and released the vehicle. EK showed up on Monday hoping to release the vehicle, showing up with nothing but $10. What he didn't know is that it was impounded by the police and needed a release certificate, and since it had been our yard for a month, the price was definitely more than $10. $10 doesn't even cover the administration fee. EK waited patiently in line for me to finish with the previous customers, so I didn't expect much from him in regard of temperament/attitude. When I was done with the previous customers, he came up and said that he was here to get his vehicle. I pulled the vehicle information and I gave him, and I realized he wasn't the registered owner, and by law we can't release it to anyone who isn't the registered owner. I told him so. The conversation follows. It's my car, I'm the only one that drives it, so it's mine. That may be the case, but you're not the registered owner, and we need the registered owner side over the paperwork. But it's my car. I want it. I can pay for it. Well, judging by the fact that you're holding $10 in your hands, you can't in fact pay for it. $10 is more than enough. Give me my car. The current outstanding balance owing on the vehicle is $468. Your $10 doesn't cover that. EK looks at me with a state of confusion on his face and proceeds to leave. I figured that was the end of it. I was very wrong. Not even an hour later, I received a phone call from entitled mother and the actual registered owner of the vehicle. We went through the whole vehicle, make, model, and color. Why is my son telling me $10 won't cover the cost? Because the current amount is $468. How is it that much? It's been here for over a month. You know, we have storage for that, and we need to kind of cover it. It wasn't there for a month. And what does drink driving have anything to do with this? It's been here for over a month. We picked it up on February 27th. Okay, so I'm guessing this was pretty recently then. So if you don't know, at the time I'm recording this, it is April 3rd. The driver of the vehicle was pulled over after hitting a telephone pole and blew the legal limit and blew over the legal limit. Hence, why the vehicle was impounded for drunk driving. How's my son been getting around here for a vehicle, huh? Huh? Answer me that. I have no idea, seeing as how I do not know you or him. I do not know the vehicle. I do know, however, the vehicle has been here for over a month. I processed the paperwork when it came in. You're lying. You're effing lying. I'll be down there soon. Okay? If you'd like the vehicle has to be released. If you'd like the vehicle to be released, you have to pick it up, a release certificate, and any SG signature. Is that what it's supposed to say? Click. Should add now. We have a police officer always on property. Many threats have been uttered, and violence is a major thing here. Entitled mother and entitled kid show up with some fancy looking guy, and I get the paperwork ready before they even turn to the door. Turns out, fancy looking lawyer is her lawyer. Ha. This is my lawyer. He needs to see the paperwork right now. Okay, sounds fair. After what seems like forever, but it was probably only 15 minutes, lawyer pulls entitled mother aside and quietly tells her there's nothing you can do about it. Entitled mother to lawyer. You better do something or you're effing fired. Lawyer to entitled mother. I can't do anything. All the paperwork is here. Maybe I could have done something at the time that this all happened, but it's been well over a month, and now my hands are tied. At this point, cop is getting closer to the counter, listening, waiting for the point he has to jump in. Why was my vehicle impounded again? Me. Had a telephone call, caused major damage, and drunk driving. Entitled mother looked to entitled kid. Is that the truth? No, she's lying. I'm only 16. Where would I even drink? Told you couldn't have the car. Told you you couldn't have been drinking. Lower your price and give us the car. Police officer. Hello, miss. I'm just curious as who will be towing the vehicle home. I will be driving it home. Sorry, no. With the amount of damage done to the car, it's best if it's not driven, considering entitled kid is only 16. Let's go. Drinking, and he has no license. Entitled kid wasn't drinking, and he still has his license. Excuse me, can I see your license? I don't have it on me. It's okay. I have my nifty little laptop here. Pulls up EK's file, and bam, no license. He has to go through the whole driving course again. He has to pay a fine for drinking and driving and everything. He turns his laptop so entitled mother can see it. Without another word, pays the outstanding balance on the vehicle, pays us extra money to tow it back to their house, and they leave altogether. The second that door closed, oh boy, judging by what I could hear through the door and see on the cameras, entitled mother is ticked that entitled kid made her look so stupid. That entitled kid would be paying her back for years over this crap. Her lawyer said he wouldn't be working for her further. He got his car and left. As they got closer to the vehicle, EM smacked EK on the back of the head, and judging by let me see now, he was left to find his own ride home, as seeing she left without him. Gosh. And that was a doozy of a story. That was just over 10 minutes, so if you guys did enjoy this video and you would like to see more, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, good night, good game, and goodbye.